Welcome back, Bowling World fans. Today we're going to be drilling the new Radical Bigfoot. This is the new weight block that we're introducing to the Radical line. So let's go ahead and talk a little bit about the layout that I chose for this ball. The layout that me and Brian Buckosh once again chose out for this bowling ball was 60 by 4 by 45. Now the reason why we chose this layout is because we want to highlight the key aspect of this ball, which is supposed to be the strongest symmetrical piece that is a pearl in the Radical line. So we go ahead and lay this out. It's absolutely phenomenal going down the lane, and Brian has been an absolute wonder coming up with these new layouts.
Now here recently I've been looking a little bit more deeply into why I'm laying out these certain bowling balls in certain ways, and I kind of want to explain to you guys why I do the certain numbers that I am doing. Now, the numbers do match up to what my positive axis point is, but it also matches up to what my axis tilt is. So how much is my ball topping over? So if you imagine a straight up and down line going down the lane, and you tilt that left or right, depending on if you're left-handed or right-handed, I am looking at that while I'm laying out my bowling balls. Now, the 60 by 4 by 40 is going to make my bowling ball pick up a little bit more all the way throughout the whole lane. It's going to let it clear the heads a little bit, but at the same time make it read a lot heavier through the mid and back into the lane, and that is what I see out of this bowling ball. Along with that cover, it's still a little bit cleaner through the mids than some of my others, but I just want to give you guys a little look into what I think about the layouts.
Let's go ahead and get this ball in the drill press and talk about the specs about this bowling ball in more detail. Alright, so to start off with, let's talk about the core of this bowling ball. This core has the symmetric core that's filled with dynamic core around it, and that has an RG of 2.468 and a differential of 0.053. Wrapped around that core, we have the cover stock, which is a TP1 plus Pearl reactive resin cover stock, which is finished off at 500, 1000, and 1500 Zaire with Crown factory compound.
Now, this ball is very, very special. I can tell you just right off the bat that I've been throwing this ball for the last 3 or 4 weeks, and I cannot tell you how much it saved me out of trouble. I have been in situations where I didn't know what I was doing and I couldn't figure it out. And the first thing that I would do is I would run to my bag, grab this ball, I would square up a little bit, I would focus on staying firm with my hand and my ball speed, and I would just make sure to get it to the spot. And every single time I did, this ball has gone through the pins oh so well, and if it hits ever so slightly light, it still carries the pins very, very well. Now, the other thing to notice in the cover of this bowling ball, if you look really closely whenever you have this ball in front of you, that it has those little specks. Now, we've talked about these little specks. They're called the mica technology. It adds another layer of tackiness to the cover is what I'm going to call it. It basically helps the ball grab onto the lane a little bit easier, which makes the pearl cover not feel too clean. So it doesn't push through the lane as much, and you don't feel like whenever it gets to the spot that it's going to go sideways, which is something that is definitely noticeable, because if you go and throw a ball that doesn't have these little specks running through it versus a ball that does, it is day and night difference. Now, why haven't they used it before? I don't know. I can't tell you that. And honestly, does it matter? Not really. They're using it now. That's all that really matters. But we went ahead and glued in our Vice PO black inserts. You can grab those in the link in the description as always. And also, I've been training 2 new employees for the last several months, and I got these super glue tips for my super glue bottles, which, by the way, if you want to know what the super glue is, it's just the Vice glue from Vice Inserts. But these super glue tips, you can find them on Amazon. They work really, really great. I've been using way less super glue because of it, and it's actually been really nice because I'm going through less super glue. As you guys know, pandemic, we're just going through a lot of things really quickly and not being able to get enough of it. So it's been a lifesaver when it comes down to that. So if you guys wanted my Pro Shop Tip 101, get some super glue tips for your super glue bottle.
Alright guys, so let's go ahead and get the new Radical Bigfoot on the lanes for you guys to see it go down the lane and get through some pins. Let's get to it.
Now, this past Sunday, I threw this ball for a majority of a tournament set here that we bowled. It is called the NOLA Scratch Sweeper Tour. We bowled the doubles event, me and my partner, Drew Gardner. Now, after the first 2 games, I tried throwing a couple different balls and they just did not look good. whatsoever. So I pulled out this ball and basically stayed really firm and really aggressive with my hand as well as my speed. It was one of those things I realized really quickly that I was just going to need the ball to read through the front and middle part of the lane almost non-existently. I needed it to just clear that part of the lane. We're following two really good lefties that ended up finishing in the top two. And after those first two games of me bowling really bad with the wrong ball in my hand, I went to this ball and averaged about 220 for the rest of the day. So this ball is definitely going to be auto-seeded into the bag that goes into my regional bag for Houston here in a couple weeks, where I'll be bowling the PBA non-champs regional at Copperfield. But this ball definitely looks phenomenal, rolls phenomenal, and it's definitely going to be one of those balls that if you bowl in a lot of tournaments and a lot of leagues at drier condition houses, you will want to have this in your bag. So let's get into the rest of the video, watch this ball go down the lane in some slow motion action as always. Hope you guys enjoy it. Let's get to it. Now, you're going to want to make sure you go into the link in the description and grab the bottle of Remove All Ball Cleaner by KR Strikeforce. This ball cleaner will make sure that you get all that nasty stuff off of the cover of this bowling ball to make sure that it keeps rolling consistently throughout all your games. So make sure you guys go again, link in the description of bowlingworld.biz, grab the KR Strikeforce Remove All Ball Cleaner.
All right, guys, so that was the Radical Bigfoot going down the lane. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave a comment down below what you think about this bowling ball. If you want to get yours today, make sure you guys go to bowlingworld.biz to catch that there. And as always, we want to thank Radical Bowling Technologies for sending out this ball. Tyler Armour, Kevin Zabron, the whole team over at Brunswick Bowling Products, as well as AMF All-Star Lanes in Kenner, Louisiana, Victoria Wilson, who's the general manager, both operations managers, Ryan Navarro and Brenton Dupuy, for providing all the space for us to practice and also have the shop in. So thank you guys very much. I hope you guys liked it. Once again, like the video, subscribe, turn on those post notifications, and I'll see you guys in the next one, Bowling Road fans. Peace out.